All right, hello wine drinking people. Time for another edition of What I Drank Yesterday. We're trying to be a lot more diligent this year in covering events and getting close to, well, I don't want to say yesterday what I drank because that was Valentino's, the dinner at, and fabulous that was. I'm going to try to get the review on that as quick as possible, but this dinner happened almost a week ago today at Market 17, and these guys are doing a great job, Kristen and Aaron over there, and sorry I got the chef's name wrong, obviously. The chef is now gone that was there last year, but a great meal and went really nicely with the wines provided. Hartford Winery is a wine that, a winery I've been following since the very beginning. I remember Don's first couple of visits here. It must have been the 1996, 1997 vintage, and we got to try his wines blind against some of the greatest Burgundies down at Two Chefs, and wow, everyone in the room, well, most people in the room picked out his wines. I think there was one or two people that picked the top-level Burgundies out above his. They were from the 1996 vintage, so maybe not always fair to, try these old world wines when they're very young next to new world wines that are very forward and fruity. And these Pinot Noirs are all about the fruit and big, concentrated, rich wines, but still balanced. And one of the things you need to make great wines are great vineyard sites. Hartford has always been about promoting some of the top vineyard sites in Sonoma. It just so happens Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, ZINFANDEL, those are the varietals that do very well in Sonoma County. Well, this was this was a fantastic evening, and like I said, the wines paired expertly with the food. We started out with a few Chardonnays, the 2010 Russian River. This is a blend of purchased fruit from and estate-grown fruit as well, and lovely richness on the nose here. Tropical, pear, apple, smooth and creamy texture on the tongue. Cool climate Chardonnay, you notice, with that excellent balance of acidity, that firm backbone that keeps the palate dry and refreshed. And some nice vanilla spice, some oak in these wines as well. An excellent bottle of Chardonnay that just came back with these Russian River wines. Well, they used to make a Hartford Chardonnay Sonoma Coast label, which we sold a ton of, under 20 bucks. They went away from that and just did these single vineyard wines for a while. Now, with the economy in the toilet, they're back making some wines that are, to appeal to people's everyday wine drinking budgets. All right, the Stone Cote Chardonnay from the Sonoma Coast. This is Durrell Vineyard, but a subdivision of it. Stone Cote stands for hillside. And the 2009 vintage looks to be a bit nicer than 2008. But things were pretty good for these guys in 2008, too. Their 2008s were fantastic. This one, really pretty aromas of butter, toast, rich and fruity, Asian pear, tropical fruit, vanilla bean, creme brulee. A slight oily texture to this wine, also really refined and elegant. And maybe a bit higher in octane than Burgundy, but really balanced and fresh here still. The 2008 Seascape, like I said, I'd like 2008 just as much, if not better, on this night. This is a true Sonoma Coast vineyard. Sonoma Coast is an appellation that is huge and stretches very far inland into Carneros, but this is out there on the coast, extreme growing conditions, the Seascape vineyard, and really nice vanilla cream, cinnamon spice, and butterscotch. Note of botrytis in this wine as well. Honey, really reminiscent almost of sauternes on the nose, slight briny character as well, really complex. Decadent on the palate with the texture of cream and ripe nectarines and botrytis showing through that finish, but nice acidity to match, most excellent juice, and that went really nice with this locally caught grouper dish. And they had this tangerine scented bamboo rice, that nuance of the tangerine worked really lovely with this Seascape Chardonnay 2008. All right, well, the Pinot Noirs up next. That's what they do best at Hartford. Well, everything they do is great there. The Land's Edge Pinot Noir. This one has this lovely cola, red cherry fruit, licorice, notes of allspice, really exotic kind of fruit, pomegranate, a little cedar in there as well, Asian spices, and a lovely smooth texture. The 2007 vintage starting to come onto its own now. This wine's got a couple years of bottle age. These wines always need a little time after their bottle. Went lovely with this roasted wild pheasant, the oyster mushroom ragu, kind of bringing out the earthy flavors in that wine. And then the Far Coast Pinot Noir from the Sonoma Coast as well. This is a 2009 vintage. You can really notice the hard edge of these young wines. They need a little time, but this one had some lovely mint and Asian spice surrounding the black raspberry and cherry fruit, notes of Cerboise. This wine opened up on the nose, a big Pinot Noir. Like I said, even will get better with time. This wine had a little bourbon kind of barrel note and spice on the finish. Excellent juice, just needs to come together there. And then the 2010 Russian River Pinot and the McLean's were served with a slow roasted Hereford pork tenderloin, and you know me, I love a nice piece of pork product, and nothing better than pork and Pinot Noir to me. I'm not a big fan of green beans, but that bacon and cranberry chutney served on top of there, man, that was magic with the Pinot Noirs. These wines had lovely concentration, especially the 2010, which was the first vintage of this wine, or maybe that was 2009 because, well, that was what's listed on the menu, but I think they mentioned it was the 2010, their correction, but either one, you know, really good. This was their answer to bring back that Sonoma Coast label again at around 20 bucks. It was discontinued in favor of just single vineyard selections. This wine had a lovely raspberry and strawberry fruit on the nose, a bit of spice, some toasty oak notes too, really young wine. A big Pinot, again, needs a little bit of time to come together, but really nice. And like I said, excellent with that bacon cranberry chutney. The McLean's block, this wine had this lovely purple floral notes with cocoa, allspice, really exotic nose here. Thick and chewy on the tongue with that raspberry coulis-like fruit, really exotic. And again, a host of brown spice on the finish here. Most excellent juice. Hey, Zinfandel is not my bag, baby, you know that, but these Zinfandels at Hartford Court are really good. The JOLENE'S Vineyard, well, that was the only one that I got. There's two on the menu, the Old Vines, 2009. But, you know, whenever you put down glasses and remove them and put down new ones at a dinner, that gives you a, you know, cause to maybe forget where you're at. I think I always like to put all the glasses on the table that we're going to service. A lot of places don't have that many glasses, but that way you can go back and forth and see, you know, which wine is opened up. And, you know, if you've got 6 or 8 or 2, 4, 6, 8, 8 wines here, you know, you really get a good shot to see what they're like over the whole course of dinner. But this Jolene's Vineyard Zinfandel had a lovely brambly black raspberry fruit, exotic spices, black licorice, but wonderful balance. Even though this wine incredibly ripe, over 15% alcohol, still had good freshness. Excellent juice. A great time was had by all at our Hartford Vineyard. I'm your host, Andrew Lamposoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.